I think it's going to give our clients a little bit more flexibility in their thought process as far as what they have in their space and how they can utilize these images to best display their favorite pieces of artwork.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. We've had quite a day today. We've done a lot of hanging. We've kept most of our fingers intact except for me, who's the only Band-Aid wearer. Yeah. So welcome to your freshly installed lobby entryway, beautiful gallery space.
Thank you. It is breathtaking. It's amazing.
Awesome. So first impression, let's just talk about like the day as a whole. What are you thinking right now? You have to be very excited. I'll just plant that into your head right now.
No, we love it. I mean, it's just, what am I thinking? Tired, but super excited, and know full well never could have done it without you.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
It isn't how we probably would have even, it's like you think you're great at something or good at something or whatever, and then you realize, no, there are actual experts, and it's awesome to be educated and helped out and see the results. It's like fantastic.
Yeah. So with that being said, let's just kind of talk about the room just a little bit here. So we've really transformed the space as a team to a space that was beautiful, but it had a lot going on, a lot of things to look at, to definitely more of a gallery feel. Large pieces to hopefully encourage larger sales. So let's just start over here by the door, okay? Right away when I saw your mock-up and these images, I just loved it. Tell us about the idea behind here, how you could potentially split this up, and what your sales idea will be for this piece.
Well, we would have never, this arrangement isn't one that we would have ever even thought of if it had been one that Matt had suggested. It just didn't even click in our mind that this would be something that would have worked. But you can purchase the single piece of her with the frame collage, or you can purchase the triptych of her, or you can purchase it all together. Like, I think it's going to give our clients a little bit more flexibility in their thought process as far as what they have in their space and how they can utilize these images to best display their favorite pieces of artwork. So again, would have never ever thought about that shape or design, but I'm super excited for our clients to walk in the door and have that be the focal point to see and be like, oh wow, that's different, because it very much is a different layout. It's not very typical of what most people see. So,
and I especially like the mixed media feel of it, that one has got the float frame on it and the others don't. It kind of creates it's okay to be more eclectic like that.
Yeah.
Not everything has to match perfect.
Yeah.
And then our typical grouping was kind of more budget conscious, like bang for your buck, one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these, that were kind of all 4 different pictures. And those are all from the same chapter story of her, all the different personalities and how the fun breaks down and everything like that. So it's just kind of like, it's cool to see something that big can be that just from one quick set of images.
Right.
Yeah.
And just to pick up on something we talked about before, I could see this being an album spread.
Yes.
oh, for sure.
And now you're taking from a 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 album and making it, 40, 50 inches big on the wall. So I'm really excited to hear how that collage in particular goes for you. So let's move over to the awesome metal here. And you know that this is a crowd favorite for me because it's got an awesome car and a jet. So big metal, custom sized metal. How are you going to market this?
Well, I think what most people think of when they think of a picture is they're so focused on like somebody's face. But I think when you see this, it actually looks more like a piece of art because there's so much negative space, and you instantaneously go to the person in the photo. Because there is so much negative space. And again, I think it looks more like an art piece rather than a senior portrait. I think people might look at that and be like, oh, what a cool piece of art you have on your wall. Oh yeah, by the way, that's my kid.
Right.
That's what I'm kind of thinking is it's a piece of art rather than a senior portrait.
And I think a lot of people think art pieces and they think they're traditional senior portrait thing. And this is an add-on piece. This is the one that goes in the guy's bedroom or the rec room of the house or something like that. And it can be scaled to what's comfortable. So it's just, here's what's possible, and let's take it to what's customizable for you.
And I'm gonna present another idea that I think is really cool with this print in particular, is that this gives people permission to do something that is not the traditional.
Yeah, it's outside the box.
Yes,
Thank you.
it gives them permission to do something big, to make the senior this big and something that's this big, along with the cool toys and props, because it tells the story of who that kid, truly is. So I like that aspect of it, and I think that will have a lot of impact for you.
Another thing I like about that piece is that's what the senior's going to want.
Yeah,
like mom and
totally.
dad are going to want the traditional, him in the suit, over the mantle or whatever, but like that's something he's going to get excited about and want to be sharing in his bedroom and show off to his friends. So
It's kind of what we're known for, is this tell your story is our tagline for seniors, and that's tell your future story almost.
Yeah.
Like that's his dream, and you look at that every day, I think that's going to be a motivation. So
Yeah, absolutely. Great point. I love that. So let's bounce over here. I love the white float frames against the dark wall. And they just jump right out at you. So this is a very non-traditional grouping, I would call it. Again, kind of branching off what I just said, to give somebody the permission to, first of all, do a stacked collage vertically, which I think is different
I've
from
never
the norm.
seen it. Yeah.
But two large pieces together, but really this wall is not huge.
No, not at all.
Where I think a lot of people would say, okay, a 30 by 40 float frame canvas, that's a great sale for me. Okay, well, why don't we do 2? Yeah, or maybe we should do 3. What a great idea. So I love that you did this. I have not seen 2 large prints stacked vertically like this before. I'm excited to see how that works for you.
in your design, there was a 40 by 60 here, and as they'll see, there are quite a few 40 by 60s throughout. I wanted to break that up a little bit, and yeah, just kind of it's hard to always predict what's going to happen wall art wise until you see the images. And when you see 2 of them that are 2 different proximities, a close up and a full length, and it's just, yeah,
But they
I love how
complement
it
one
came
another,
together.
so they don't fight or compete. They complement one another.
Yeah. And just a smidgen of her session.
Yeah.
Just a smidgen, yeah, with probably another 100 that you could put into all kinds of different stuff. So this will be, I think, a huge seller for you. And even if somebody doesn't buy 2, if they leave with 1, that's great too.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So let's swing around here and talk about one of the focal pieces of the room. Sure. So I know originally when we talked, you specifically, Teresa, were like, I want somebody to walk in here and envision their living room. I don't want it to be cluttered. I want them to walk in and I feel like this would be a great way to show them, do a large family portrait, do a really beautiful heirloom, wonderful piece of their family above their fireplace. And I love how you've cleaned out the view. When you come in the room, that is what you see. So talk about how you are going to do encourage your family sessions on top of your seniors. I know you guys do a great job of that already, but how are you going to build on that? Because I know that's a big piece of your business.
Well, one of it is we're offering this style of photography. We still do the traditional environmental where we'll go on site or go to somebody's home or to the lake or wherever, but we wanted to offer some of our families kind of just something a little bit more upscale. So we're kind of calling this our masterpiece collection, where it's a little bit more Vanity Fair-ish, kind of Annie Leibovitz. And so to go along with that style, we need to have a very grand frame. It needs to be a very grand piece. Yep. But what I like to tell my people is when people walk into your home, they're going to look at that portrait and know what's most important to you, your family. And I don't know what other piece of artwork you could purchase that would mean anything more. Yeah. So that's kind of my goal and how I plan on connecting with my clients and letting them have that permission to spend and to purchase something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we called that family as a past client. It's both seniors in the family, and they didn't do a family session with us, and we offered that to them and just said, we have this neat idea. So they haven't even seen that piece yet, so it's pretty exciting for when we invite them in to see it. But that was one of those sessions you do complimentary to create the piece you need to inspire other families to go for that, because that's really the ages we believe in, is post high school, pre-marriage, is like that's your family. Right. At that time. So
yeah, definitely. And that's a really good point. I think a lot of people don't know how to get new samples, things like that. Like you obviously have spent a lot of time getting ready for today, and that's awesome to know that you did that. Like you contact this family, like this is what I want to do. This is a new style we're offering. Wonderful. Chances are it's going to generate probably a good sale for you. I would guess. So before we move on to the conference room, I just want to leave you with like one thought I have. So when you walk into this space now, obviously you're going to be like, wow, this is going to cost me some money. but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. The style of photography, the quality of the pieces on the wall, it's not cluttered, it's very gallery-esque. Like, this is a high-end environment. So kudos to you guys.
Perfect. That's what
First
we
room is good. Let's move on to the conference room. We did a little change up in there for what we originally talked about. So let's go in there, discuss that. We talked about this a little bit when we were in your lobby entry area about how the plan did change a little bit for this room after we did our other video and we did our walkthrough before. So you want to tell us about your thought process as you changed course a little bit for this room?
So we were originally thinking this is where people come at the end of the senior experience and they're going to proof their album in here. At that point, what a better time to tell them, here's a family grouping up here, kind of their first interaction with a family portrait. As we were looking through your gallery concept and having nice big art pieces and products on the wall, so like we didn't want to have a bunch of samples added in there that became more sample-y than gallery style. So these are some of our top seller items, but we didn't want to ruin the gallery experience out there. So this room is not used until, like I said, the end of the experience. So by now this is not a presentation room so much as a afterthought room. So this is kind of become the sample room of all the different sizes and options and things like that. So during a sale, I can have people stand up, we'll go for a walk and look at the different options after we've designed it digitally on the projection screen.
Right, absolutely. And then when we do get into the sales room, you'll be able to talk about the beautiful family collage that you end up putting in there. And I think that was ultimately a really good switcheroo, because you want to feature what you really want to sell, and you want to sell large wall groupings first. You don't want to forget about these, but you don't want this to be the basis of that sale. So yeah, absolutely. So let's continue our tour, and we're gonna slide down into the hallway and talk about my favorite spot in the studio here next. So let's go for a walk.
From the moment you're sitting here meeting us, what do you think we do? I think that's kind of the thing. It fills in the blanks without, you're here for pictures. No, you're here to create wall art, or you're here to create an album. There's purpose to the photography, and that's always been the thing I've preached.
Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching episode 7 of NP Design and Photography Studio Makeover. We hope these sessions inspire you to elevate your own game. For more information or to set up a studio makeover, feel free to get in touch with us and set up a one-on-one consultation. In the meantime, you know the drill. Check out the description below. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button.